Okay, and now we're going to import the distances into here, and I'm going to do that directly again. So data from text file and go and get the distances there. Next, it was comma separated. There's no real reason why you can't tick all of them if you're unsure on which one, but these are comma separated values from the sheet. So next there, and then finish, and OK. So that goes into the data file, and it's in there. It's in the sheet. Okay, so we've got that stuff in there. Excuse me. The next bit that we need to do is have a look around the sheets now and see what's changed. We've got nothing much in there, but you can see all of these values have changed here. And the sheet that we're mainly going to be working on, if you tab left a bit, is this one, the stage builder. Now here we've got the different stages, and we can choose which starting area, which city we're going to start in here. And remember that you do have to go through all of the cities at some point, and you can choose and make up your stages via different checkpoints down here. Now, each stage has to start and end in the same place. Now, you don't have to end right at the bottom. There's no reason why you have to have 20 checkpoints. You can just have 15 or 12 if you really need to. But remember, in terms of distance, that the stages must be at least 150 kilometers big, but must not exceed 200 every stage. Okay, let's keep that in the back of your mind. So let's have a look over here. We've got whether the stages are 1 cat 1 climb, 2 cat 1 or 2 cat 2 climbs, whether it's a sprint stage, which means that it's under 5% in climb calculation, whether it's 150k or more, which was the stuff down here in terms of distance, and whether it was more than 200k. Again, it's that cell that we're checking, that B30, C30 and all the way across. And choose the type of stage, whether you want it to be normal or a sprint. Remember, you've got to have one sprint stage at some point and 2 climb stages. So let's start filling it in. I guess if you just start playing around with it, you can put in some values in here. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to chuck in some bits, and then I'm going to unpause it again, and we'll start working on the formulas over this side. And also, just remember that the sheet does go on quite far. This number of visits bit at the bottom there that we've got to fill in as well. So I'm going to chuck in some values into here, and in lightning quick you'll see it come back. Folks, I'm not quite through there yet, I've just put in a couple, but just to let you know, as I'm filling out these, what's really helpful is if you've got the map next to you as you're doing it, because I'm working out a route as I'm going down, just making sure that I'm getting near that 160 to 200 mark, and also that I'm going around in almost a circular fashion as I'm getting through here, just to get to 4, because I was filling them out and I was going further and further away, so having the map next to you is very, very helpful. I'll continue. Okay, so I've put in just some data into there just to get it all working, and I've got a couple of different cities and a couple of different stages. As you can see, my distances are between 160 and 200, so hopefully it should be fine. I'm hoping actually that I've gone through each one of the different towns, so we're going to find that out now. So number of visits, I'm just going to equal sum these ones, just to make sure the number's greater than 1. So it goes through that one 4 times, and then zoom that one across using the bottom right-hand corner. You can see, ooh, I don't go through Breams at the moment, so I need to sort that one out. At the moment, as you can see, nowhere on this sheet where I've done them have I gone through that Breams. So I need to make sure that one of these stages at some point does go through that. So I'm going to just modify that sheet very quickly to get that to happen. And there you go. You see I've just added Breams into stage 6 into there. So that should mean now, yep, that I go through that one at least once here. So all of the towns are visited. So I can probably do that now. I can sort out this number of towns not visited equals count if the range over here is a 0. So as you can see, there are no towns that are currently not visited. There you go. So if that one was back to, just put that to 0 just to show. Look, that one changes to 1. And let's go and do that just to prove that that formula is working. So next one. Okay, so we've done that one. Are all the towns visited equals if that one equals 0, then yes, all the towns are visited, otherwise no, they're not. That's quite a simple one. Yep, there you go. Just take the quote marks off the zeros, obviously, because that's a number. As that comes in, that equals yes. Number of climbs. Well, we need to sort out these bits here now. So we need to know whether it's a cat 1 climb or not. So cat 1 climb is anything that is over 9%. So we've got to check whether stage 1 on the climb calculator sheet. Now we're going to be using this sheet a lot, this climb calculation one. So what I'm going to do is drag it, click and drag it all the way back next to stage builder, so I can just flick between them and they're right next to each other. Cat 1 climb is there, so if that one is one cat, one climb, so we're looking for number 1 in there. Then we want to say yes. If it isn't, we want to say no. So equals if, open bracket, go to the climb calculation sheet. If that one equals a 1, then yes it is, otherwise no it isn't. Okay, so we've got the climb calculation in there. If that one equals 1, then put yes, otherwise put no. Let's copy that across and see what happens. J52, K52, L52. Check that against the climb calculation sheet. So J52, K52, yep, those are the ones that we want. So none of those, as we can see, are cat 1 climbs. That's all right. Next one, this one's 2 different ones. So we've got 2 things to put in the if statement here. Is it 2 cat 1 climbs, or is it a cat 2 climb? So here it doesn't say 1 cat 2 climb, it just says are there any cat 2 climbs. So let's have a go at this one. It will go equals if, and then or equals if, or, and into the climb calculation sheet. If this one is 2, because we want if it's 2 cat 1 climbs, if that one equals 2, or the other, or if this one is, well, greater than 0, because if it's any cat 2 climb, then we want to put it on. If it is, then write yes, otherwise write no. So there's your. I could have done this through a nested if, I guess, but I chose to use the or statement just because it looks a bit nicer. We're saying if this or this happens, then write yes or no. Press enter. Doesn't seem to have any on those, but are we going to have some yeses? Yeah, we've got 2 climbs within that, which is brilliant. That's what we wanted to happen. So we want to have at least 2 climbs. And if you remember back on the scenario sheet, it does say that you've got to have at least 2 climbs at some point. Sprint ones are less than 5%, so we want equals if the climb calculation of J51, I think it is. Yep, the max climb, if that is less than 5%, so we can type 5% in there, then yes, otherwise no. So that one's not a sprint. There you go, if the climb calculation is less than 5%, then it is. Move it across. Yes, we've got 1 sprint in there. That's that one, 4%, 4.8%. Are the trials more than 150k? So equals if stage, which is down over here in B30, if that one is greater than 160, then yes, otherwise no. Should all be yeses. Yep, and then no more than 200k equals if B30 again. I'm going to type it in because it's easier. Is less than 200, then put yes, otherwise put no. Loads of just if statements in these. So those are all yeses, which is brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted. That's a normal stage. That's a normal stage. That's a sprint stage. That's a normal stage. That's a normal stage, and that's a normal stage. Okay, those 2 actually have to be climbs, so we're going to have to do a bit of work with this up here to get those into climb stages, but we'll keep that. Number of towns not visited we've done. All the towns visited we've done. The number of climbs, well, this one we need to sort out. We're going to get this to do equals count if this range, if they've got the word climb in them. 0 at the moment, but we're going to get those sorted because we do have some climbs, but we need to get that to say how many climbs they've got. Are there 2 climbs? Well, we can work out whether there are 2 climbs in this bit. Number of sprints, we can work out the number of sprints here, and whether there's 1 sprint or not will be based on this one. So we just need to work out whether there are any sprints, and if so, how many sprints there are, and that's going to say yes or no. Those are the final bits that we need to do with the model, so we'll do that on the next video.